Am I the only person who's had this much trouble trying to figure out a pen name? Hey there, welcome to my channel. This is Foggy Fiction, and I am Haley. I'm a writer living with mental illness, doing my best to show that mental health does not dictate talent or worth, and hoping to encourage others to chase their dreams. If you're new to my channel, I try to post 1 to 2 videos per week, usually about things related to writing, reading, and mental health, but sometimes I get off topic, and that's okay too. If you haven't already subscribed and would like to follow me on this clumsy journey, I'd love if you'd hit that button and maybe ring the bell for notifications too. In today's video, I am talking about pen names. More specifically, I'm talking about all the steps I took to choosing my own pen name, or I think I've chosen my pen name. So let me start by saying that I'm one of those mini writers who have been writing basically my whole life. I've been thinking about the pen name situation since I was a kid, so this has been a bit of a long journey for me to finally choosing one. I knew that I wanted to use my first name. The farthest from that I would consider going was my middle name, but I knew without a doubt that I did not want to use my last name. I never intended to keep my last name, knowing that I wanted to grow up and get married someday. If I was ever lucky enough to find love, young me wasn't very hopeful. But I did just celebrate my 8-year anniversary with my boyfriend, so, there's that. We already know we're gonna get married someday, just not anytime soon. Anyway, knowing that I would someday likely get married, I didn't want to be tied to a last name that I wasn't planning on keeping. Therefore, my current last name was not something I wanted to use as my pen name. I actually stopped using my last name altogether in high school, and one of the main reasons why was because I had intended to use my first and middle name as my pen name. My teachers, thankfully, were cool with it. So all of my papers in high school were signed Haley Brianna. That might be kind of spoiling the end of this video, as you do see my first and last name, Haley Brianna, at the beginning of all of my videos. But, my pen name journey didn't end there. At some point after diving into AuthorTube, watching a few videos on pen names, and then paying more attention to author names both on the books that I was reading and all over AuthorTube, I realized that my chosen pen name didn't sound very marketable. Haley Brianna? Haley Brianna. The new book from author Haley Brianna. It just doesn't sound professional to me. I mean, it doesn't look like a name you'd see on a bestseller list or facing out at Barnes & Noble. But what do I honestly know? I'm just a writer, not a published author. But I do have a lot of indie authors on my Facebook friends list, so I decided to just ask them a while back. I didn't really get any negative feedback, to be honest. I think one person said it sounded like a good romance pen name, although that might have been me that had that opinion. It's been a minute, so I can't remember for sure. But for the most part, I was told that it wasn't a bad pen name and to go with what felt right. But there was the real problem. I didn't know what actually felt right. And even if it did kinda, maybe, sorta feel like it might feel a little right, I didn't know if it was actually right. That's the anxiety talking, I'm sure. But from a marketing standpoint and a will this agent take me seriously with this pen name standpoint, I wasn't sure. So I started digging deeper. I looked at the bestsellers on Amazon and paid attention to the names, especially the ones that popped out to me and how they sounded when I said them out loud. I wrote down the names of all of my favorite authors and their genres. I looked up surnames on Google and even browsed baby names and ancestry websites for ideas. And then something hit me. And this is one that might make some of you roll your eyes and hopefully more of you giggle. But I thought about what name I always use for The Sims. Go ahead, take a minute to let that one soak in. I recognize the silliness. But seriously, I have been playing this game since 2001. It came out in 2000, so I've been with it almost from the start. I played Sims 1, Sims 2, Sims 3, I've been playing Sims 4, and I've also played Sims Medieval. Long story long, I am a major Sims nerd, and I always use the same name for my starting sim. What is that name? Well, it's my first name, of course, and the last name of the main characters in my most favorite TV show of all time. And the light bulb over my head didn't just feel like it turned on with this idea, it felt like it exploded. Haley Hallowell. Like, it's perfect. It sounds good, it looks good, it rolls off the tongue right, and it looks like a legit author name. Can you see that on book covers? Because I can totally see that on book covers. I love it so much. Like, I have found my pen name, right? Wrong. See, the first thing that I do when I have an idea for any kind of name I might use, be it a pen name or a username or a character name, I Google it. And I threw that name into quotations and search it on the Google. And the exact name, my exact spelling, both first and last, has already been used. Cue the sad violins. Now, any of you who are quick and have already Googled this name might say, well, it was the name of a character in a TV show and not an author's pen name. And you're right. I could probably still use this name without any issues. I even, in a desperate plea just to use this last name, considered using H.B. Halliwell, but I don't want to be someone who has their first initials in their pen name. I don't know why, it's just not for me. So why can't I use it, right? So why can't I just use it? When I choose a name, I want it to be a name that isn't already attached to anything popular. I want readers to search my name and only find things related to me and my books and my socials. And as of right now anyway, if you search Haley Halliwell, you're going to get that character. I know nothing about that show or that character, but I don't really want to take away from that character if I were to use this name and if I did become popular. So I very, very sadly pushed this pen name to the bottom of the list. And it totally crushed me to do it. But I pushed it to the bottom and went straight to brainstorming again. And when my brainstorming led back to nowhere, I decided to look at my original choice again. And the choice didn't look so bad anymore, which is where I'm at now. I knew I wanted to start listing my name on all of my socials and my videos, so I went back to Haley Brianna, the name I always said I was going to use. I can always change my mind again. I'm not published. I'm not even ready to query yet. There is still time. And until the moment comes when I have to make that definite choice, I can just be Haley Brianna. I mean, I am Haley Brianna, so I don't think that's too bad. Anyway, that's my journey with choosing a pen name. It's kind of still ongoing, and my heart still hurts so much over Halliwell, but I'm at a better spot with it than I was before. What about you? Have you picked a pen name? Are you sticking to your actual name? Has your journey to choosing one been as difficult as mine? Let me know. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and more than that, enjoy the happy moments.